Ah, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Oh, God, he's dead. Oh, I was gone too long. Oh, Christ. Ugh. Alright, I gotta fix this. Hey, buddy. I'm sorry. I was gone so long. I just life came up. You know, work, family, leisure time, tubs of ice cream demanding to be eaten. It's just been so much to tackle, and frankly, I forgot you were even here, but I promise you this will happen all the time. And I'll be here to bring you back, so don't worry. I value you, and I let you down. And I'm sorry. Even if the rest of the world doesn't watch this, at least you do, and that means something to me. So my vow to you is no matter how long I'm gone, I'll keep bringing you back. And to make it up to you, I'm gonna do what I should have done months ago. A really long, rambling, extensive review of the first Silent Hill game. I'll basically be going from the beginning to the end. I'll glaze over some things and obsessively fixate on others. Is it a rambling review or a half-assed walkthrough? You decide.
And I'll keep you here until I've reviewed every single game, movie, and TV show I've experienced.
It's gonna be a while.
I don't need millions of viewers. I just need one. My captive audience. My first true exposure to Silent Hill was the 2006 Christoph Gans film. I'll probably do a video on that too, but long story short, I enjoyed it enough to buy it on DVD. 2 years later, I bought Silent Hill: Homecoming. I'll also get into that in another video. But then I bought Silent Hill 4, but then I got Silent Hill 1, back when it was only like $20. How much is it going for these days? Jesus Christ. Anyway, fair warning, I'll be spoiling the entire game. So, yeah. During the pre-menu intro, we get what must have been many people's first exposure to Akira Yamaoka's music. Spine-tingling mandolin trills, followed by a haunting rock score, inviting you into the world of Silent Hill. The intro cinematic isn't necessary to watch, but it adds a lot to the experience. We get some visual backstory for various characters, most of which is exposited in the game, but it does add a lot of interesting context to the main game. When you start the game, you're immediately thrust into the world post-car accident. Harry comes to and sees that his daughter Cheryl is missing. You actually find her quite quickly, but something seems off.
Cheryl? Is that Cheryl?
As though possessed, she maintains enough distance to remain obscured by this thick fog. She leads you into an alleyway where... Ugh. Talk about a dramatic shift. What's with that air raid siren in the distance? As you progress down the alley, the camera does all these wild camera movements as if flexing to other survival horror games of the time, which were typically limited to fixed camera angles. It's a wonderful representation of Harry's descent into a world beyond his comprehension. Silent Hill doesn't overdo the crazy camera thing either. Almost everywhere else, you can manually direct the camera to face where you want. Harry's surroundings inexplicably darken. A chaotic cacophony of sounds overlap as reality dissolves. With nothing but a lighter to illuminate his way, strange and horrifying sights reveal themselves, worsening the deeper into the darkness he goes.
What is this?
Before the player is given a chance to comprehend what they've stumbled across, pale, monstrous children emerge from the shadows bearing knives and murderous intent. If you're able to come to grips with the tank controls and run past the monsters, you find that a fence now blocks your way. The monsters are coming and there's no escape. Silent Hill wasn't the first game to open with an inescapable death scene, but it may have been the first horror game to do it. Of the games I've played, Silent Hill does it the best. It was all just a dream.
Or was it?
Even though his head is killing him, a fucking cop starts pestering him with questions.
How do you feel?
Give the man a fucking minute, will ya?
Have you seen a little girl? Just turned 7 last month. Short, black hair. My daughter.
Okay, so in terms of pacing, you sort of have to meet PS1 games halfway. Back then, stilted dialogue and staging was standard, possibly because of technical limitations. I personally adore it. I share the view that the voice acting and timing adds to the game's surreal eeriness, but I can see how that can be a turnoff or source of unintended comedy for gamers today. This cop is Sybil. While I'm not a fan of her career choice, I do like her as a character. She hasn't seen Cheryl, but is happy to leave Harry with her gun while he searches for her. Now, realistically, you probably wouldn't want cops giving people they just met their firearms. But as a player who just entered hell, this is amazing. Sybil then fucks off to try and get help from outside of town. Given the expressed danger, perhaps teaming up would be wiser, but whatever. On the counter, you find some essential items. The flashlight, a map of the town, and some health items, and a knife, just in case you run out of ammo. Spoiler alert, you probably won't, at least not on normal difficulty. Plus, there are better melee options just around the corner. There's also a notebook, one of many, which serve as the game's save points. As you start to leave, the portable radio goes haywire on a nearby table. When Harry goes to investigate, this has just gotta be another flex thrown Resident Evil's way. I'm just sure of it. The difficulty here is that you might not know how to defend yourself unless you've read the game manual. There are no in-game tutorials. First, you have to go to the inventory screen, equip your weapon, and hold R2 to ready your weapon and press X to attack. It's not too hard to work out, but bombarding new players with a fast, aggressive monster as they figure out the controls? Not nice. The pocket radio is the diner's final essential item. It goes staticky whenever monsters are nearby, which is very useful considering all the fog, darkness, and funky camera angles that obscure your vision throughout the game. Once outside, Harry officially re-embarks on his quest to find his daughter and save her from this hellhole. It's an immediately compelling mission that anyone can connect with, whether you're a parent or a child hater. Back in the alley where shit first hit the fan, there's a feasible melee weapon in Cheryl's notebook. Her line work is impeccable.
Isn't this Cheryl's sketchbook? She's at the school.
Looks like quite the trek. I hope Harry has his running shoes on. Unfortunately, the way there isn't so straightforward either, since the roads in Silent Hill have a habit of, well, collapsing into a bottomless abyss. Being outside in Silent Hill means non-stop running. Outside, monsters are everywhere, and they are aggressive motherfuckers. The benefits of fighting back are entirely situational since they seem to respawn each time the map is loaded. Like many of the survival horror games preceding it, Silent Hill has tank controls. In other words, pressing up will always move your character forward in the direction they're facing, while the side-to-side directions will turn them. This helps compensate for the changing camera angles, but I know that it's a quality that turns off a lot of contemporary players. When readying weapons, Harry will always automatically target the nearest enemy. This can get finicky when surrounded, but if you play smart, it's unlikely you'll find yourself in that kind of situation. Fortunately, while this early section is loaded with roadblocks, it's generous with its hints. We accept some of these roadblocks because of game logic, but I think realistically a desperate father would try smashing through this door's window before hunting the 3 keys required to open it. But I'm nitpicking. A huge chunk of the map was bypassed, and the developers surely want to have it explored. Did I mention there'd be a lot of running? The goal is to find 3 keys, which is fairly simple thanks to the hints left behind. In fact, during my first playthrough, I found one of the keys on my own before even entering the 11th Street house. While outside, it's important to collect supplies. Silent Hill is fairly generous when it comes to ammo and healing items. You just gotta explore. There are some buildings, usually labeled on your map, that can be entered to collect supplies and save your game. I love the town's level of detail. Even if you can't enter a building, each one has a unique business name or exterior detail. Anyway, once you have all the keys, you're good to pass through the 11th Street house. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Now the way to the school is open, and... that ain't good. Fortunately, running through the streets in the dark isn't that much more chaotic than it is running through the fog. After some exploration, you arrive at Midwich Elementary, the first level of the game. I call it a level, but I don't know. With all the darkness and wonky camera angles, it's not hard to get lost or turned around. Collecting the map is vital. I probably check it every time I enter a room or try a door. The map will mark which doors you've entered, which are locked, and which are unopenable. Very useful. This place is quiet. Too quiet. Never mind, this place is loud. Too loud. Also looks like the Alley Kid gang is back. This time we're locked and loaded. Again, Silent Hill is fairly generous with ammo, but if these fuckers give you enough trouble, you can just turn off your flashlight and radio to sneak around them in the dark. There are also these little dudes who startle the fuck out of me, but they're completely harmless. Kinda cute too. Navigating any level in this game is essentially a process of trying every door and searching every room. If you see something strange, you'll probably come back to it later. Like this spooky painting of a door and some fellas stuck to a wall. Some rooms have supplies or key items, others just have monsters. But there's also rooms that exist purely to freak you out. Sometimes you get a scare that sets up future scares. The primary goal at this point is to get inside the door below the school clock tower. The dang thing is locked. On either side are these empty indentations, and we gotta fill those puppies up. There are some cryptic clues that connect the time on the clock tower to puzzles in the school, but even if you don't understand the clues, simple exploration will lead you to the puzzles anyway. The game won't let you complete them in the wrong order. The first puzzle is really straightforward. In a nearby room, there's a bottle of chemicals and you dump them on this haggard hand. Once you dump that shit, you got yourself a purty medallion that fits nicely in the clock tower. There's little fanfare, but this causes the time on the clock to change, allowing you to move on to the next puzzle, the piano puzzle. Legend has it that this puzzle is the reason why riddle difficulty was added to the sequels. Thousands have rage quit Silent Hill over this puzzle alone. Basically, you need to play the broken keys of this piano in the proper order. There's a cryptic riddle written in blood that tells you the order, but it's difficult to decipher. Here's the thing, this puzzle requires some foreknowledge. If you don't know the placement of high notes and low notes on a piano, you're gonna have a hard time. If you don't know what birds are white or black, you're gonna have a hard time. And even knowing that, there's still a bunch of trial and error. Correlating the birds from the riddle to keys on the piano can make your head spin. I don't think it's the hardest puzzle in the game, but it's definitely the one that gives me the most pause on repeat playthroughs. Once the correct order is played, the next medallion can be collected. After it's placed in its indentation and you turn the generator on in the basement, you can finally enter the clock tower. I'm not really sure what Harry expects to find as he descends into the darkness, but as he emerges, you can hear those air raid sirens blaring once again.
Where am I? Have I been here before? Cheryl?
Harry is now in the other world, a way freakier alternate reality with rotted metal grates for floors, rusted, bloody walls, corpses hanging everywhere. It happened in the alley and now it's happening in our schools. Also, look, the spooky painting is now real. It's real! I adore these set pieces. They're like little dioramas of terror, and they're found all over Silent Hill. They do a lot to build up the oppressive atmosphere. The enemies of the school's other world are essentially the same, except now there's these giant cockroach things which are super fucking annoying. As far as puzzles are concerned, the rest of the school is smooth sailing. So long as you're searching every room, key items are hard to miss. It's kind of funny that Silent Hill asks us if we want to pick up items. There's no limit to inventory space. Even if you don't know what to do with an item at first, you always just hang on to it until you get an idea. Usually an inventory composed of a single looping row would irritate me, but Silent Hill does a good job of keeping items of interest easier to find for quicker use. Oh my god. A fucking shotgun, baby! Also, weird fact, if you don't read this bloody message, Harry won't interact with this book in the library. This book, not so subtly, hints that the nightmarish world around us is manifested by the psychological torment of a child, likely a girl. Speaking of which...
Cheryl!
God damn. That's some fucked up shit for the 90s, I tell you. Remember when I said there are scares that set up other scares? I'm not typically a fan of jump scares, but these are brilliant. After an easy puzzle and an annoying one, this metal as fuck intro leads us into the game's first boss, Splithead, a giant lizard? Seriously, this is supposed to be a lizard. I don't see it. It's really eerie because there's no music. You can only hear the diegetic rumblings from whatever this place is. Splitheads seem slow, but can close distance on you fairly quickly. After dealing enough damage, the boss shows its namesake by splitting its fucking head open. Now the music kicks in. If you're caught in those jaws, it's an instant game over. But the boss's weak point is its open mouth. Says so here, see? So you gotta get close enough to bait it into saying ah, and then blast away. High risk, high reward. Normally death send you back to your last save, but if you die to a boss, you get to try again. I definitely do not recommend using the pistol here, but the shotgun makes this boss a breeze. After winning, Harry is freed from the other world and witnesses a mysterious girl disappear into thin air. Wait a minute. Is this a horror game? And she left behind a key. Upon leaving the boiler room, a church bell rings in the distance. With Cheryl nowhere to be found in the school, Harry decides the church is the next best bet. The school is now seemingly back to normal, except the entry doors are now locked as though we were never actually here. Spooky. Once you cut through the house with the K. Gordon key, it's a straight shot to the church.
Were you ringing that bell?
I've been expecting you. It was foretold by gyromancy.
Shit, gyromancy? This lady knows what's up. This is Dahlia. She's a goofy nutbag, but she's gorgeous and I trust her with my life. She tells Harry to rush to the hospital, so you better believe that's what I'm gonna do.
Here, the Flauros, a cage of peace. It can break through the walls of darkness and counteract the wrath of the underworld.
But first, I want to take a moment to appreciate Akira Yamaoka's soundtrack. Like, it's so fucking good. Listen to this. On the way to the hospital, a drawbridge must be lowered. No clue how Cheryl would have gotten to that side of town with the bridge up, but crazier shit has happened. The game's story has some nuggets hidden around, and if you don't find them, a lot of it doesn't make any fucking sense. And there's some solid backstory here in the police station. The cops were investigating the distribution of a drug using an indigenous plant called the White Claudia. An officer, Gucci, died from a heart attack despite having no history of heart disease. Foul play? And does this drug have something to do with all the crazy shit going down in town? The significance of this info isn't immediately clear, but conspiracy theory kernels are already popping in the microwave. Jesus! Oh yeah, there's a new enemy in this part of town. These guys are annoying motherfuckers. Kinda goofy sounding, but they are genuinely the monster I dread seeing most. Other monsters just do quick tag damage, but these jerks tackle you to the ground and chomp away. Not nice! Even when you think you're ready, they always seem to pop from off screen and you have no time to react. Fortunately, they're only in the overworld. Let's please keep it that way, blooper team. Huh? Cheryl? You packing heat?
Hold it.
Jesus. He had plenty of time to see he wasn't a monster. This trigger-happy fella is Dr. Kaufman.
I'm Dr. Michael Kaufman.
Sorry, Dr. Kaufman. He tells us he was taking a nap, and when he woke up, everything was like this. Shouldn't have slept on the job, Doc.
Have you seen a little girl anywhere?
She's missing. I'm sorry. But with all those monsters around, I highly doubt that she's...
I mean, rude, but not a crazy conclusion given all the shit we've seen.
Well, I'd better be going. I can't just sit around here doing nothing.
Oh, okay.
So long.
So the hospital is basically the same rigmarole as the school. Get map, explore, collect items, solve puzzles, survive horrible monsters. Fortunately, the puzzles aren't nearly as difficult as the piano puzzle here. And for a hospital that was recently operational, it sure does have a lot of broken doors. We can find Dr. Kaufman's office, which has been ransacked. By his desk is this weird red fluid on the ground that can be collected into a plastic bottle. I don't think a single document explains what this liquid's purpose is, but it's mandatory for 2 of the game's endings. With everything done here, the only feasible way up to the next floor is the elevator, but there's no power, so you gotta go into the basement to turn that shit on. Easy enough. The only issue is you can't get to anywhere on the 2nd floor. The door is broken. Same with the 3rd floor. But there's only 3 floors. What the hell are you supposed to do? Wait a minute. Is this a horror game? There's also a cutaway here that, even with late game context about this character and what her deal is an odd thing to include. So now Harry's on the non-existent 4th floor. Stuck, in fact. The elevator no longer works, and while the doors here open, someone, or something, keeps locking them behind him. With each door passed, the building degrades more. There's no actual threat here, which I feel is a missed opportunity, but the mindfuckery is neat. Descending the stairs to the 3rd floor brings us to the Otherworld Hospital, which is where the level really kicks off. Once again, everything goes from creepy to pure nightmare fuel. On the 1st floor is a locked door and some noise that can be heard on the other side. It's not given any fanfare, but what if it's Cheryl? Gotta find the key. The healthcare practitioners of this hospital aren't here to help. The only prescription they're giving is murder. Strange parasitic creatures grow from their backs, puppeteering them, which begs the question, are these manifestations of the otherworld, or are they actually people, weeping as they're forced to commit sadistic acts against their will? Eerie shit, dude. The puppet nurses and doctors are quick. Next to the bugs, they're the fastest indoor enemies in the game, and they can quickly overwhelm you. While it's ideal to run past them, some hallways have these holes in the ground that limit maneuverability, practically forcing you to deal with the hospital staff. Also, if they're in a room with supplies, I just typically take them out. Throughout the hospital are these strange points of interest that seem significant but have no purpose, at least not yet. A major puzzle of the hospital is this. Solving it is required to unlock the door. Scattered throughout the hospital are the pieces needed to solve it. Most are just sitting around, ripe for the taking, but one is guarded by these pesky blood-hungry tentacles. Just pay the blood tax and it's yours. Now, with all the pieces collected, the puzzle can be solved. It's just a matter of putting them in the right order. Not too tough, unless you don't know the color of the sky or that blood is the liquid that comes out of a slashed wrist. Once you go through the door, you can get the basement storeroom key and disinfecting alcohol. One key item you also need is a lighter, which is odd because I'm pretty sure Harry already had a lighter at the beginning of the game. I guess it's possible that he was using a match and he's all out, or maybe he lost the lighter in the chaos. I don't know. The storeroom itself is pretty empty. This part actually had me scratching my head when I first played. Where the hell are you supposed to go next? I scoured the entire hospital multiple times. It took me forever, but then I saw it. It's tough to make out because of the PS1's graphics, but this cabinet actually has scuff marks underneath it, hinting that it's been moved. But if you examine it from the front, it just tells you nothing's inside. Anyway, you're supposed to push it aside, burn some vines to discover a secret basement underneath the basement. Some parasite shit here, dog. This area is even darker and there's no map. To make matters worse, it's jam-packed with puppet nurses. The vibes scream that you're not supposed to be here, as if some deep, dark secret is hidden in these pitch-black halls. Well, whatever's on here is pretty hard to make out. It's creepy, but a shame that we'll never learn what's actually going on. It becomes clear that that strange girl we've been seeing around was once a patient in this room, and her name is Alessa. Whatever, I'm taking this key and getting the fuck out of here.
Cheryl?
No, this is Lisa. She's a nurse. See? Like Dr. Kaufman, she just woke up to find the world had gone to shit. The staff at Alchemia hospitals sure love their naps. She also has no idea where Harry's daughter is. When asked about the creepy stuff in the basement, Lisa's clueless. Right when Harry is about to explain what he saw, the air raid sirens blare and he passes out.
Damn. My head.
What's wrong? Harry? Harry, let me help you.
When he comes to, he's no longer in the other world. Lisa's gone and Dahlia has taken her place, ready to spew some more cryptic truths that make no fucking sense.
Strength must overcome petty desire, childish sleep talk.
What are you talking about? I don't understand a word of this.
Harry was apparently too late reaching the hospital. Dahlia insists Cheryl is now at another church. She leaves us a key, warning us not to let the mark of Samael be completed. Once again, before Harry can get her to explain herself, she's gone. You just go after her. As Dahlia said, Harry's next destination is another church, but this is a key to an antique shop. The old bat doesn't know the difference, folks. One issue with the town map is that the finer text oftentimes is hard to make out, even if you zoom in. In the antique shop, there's another cabinet to push. Anyone smell bacon? Oh, it's you!
Harry!
Sybil and Harry, reunited at last. Sybil tells Harry stuff about the town we already knew, like the roads being down, cars not running, radios not working, and the such like. When asked about Cheryl, Sybil says she did see a girl, but they walked away on thin air, headed towards the lake.
What about you? Anything?
Yeah, I met this bizarre woman. Her name's Dahlia Gillespie. Do you know her?
No.
She said something about the town being devoured by darkness.
Darkness devouring the town? Must be on drugs.
Or, maybe it has something to do with all the monsters and otherworldly shit you've been dealing with. Sybil elaborates that drug trafficking has been a real issue in the area. We read a little bit about this at the police station.
What could drug trafficking have to do with all this?
Let's have a look.
Wait. We don't know what's back there. I'd better check it out first.
You don't want to go together?
I'm a cop. I should go.
No, I'm going.
Okay.
All right. I'll cover you from here.
Sybil?
Oh, we're talking more.
Do you know anything about, like some other world? It's like some kind of bad dream.
Hey, maybe that has something to do with the darkness Dahlia was talking about.
Harry. You're tired.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just tired. Finally, Harry passes through the passage, discovering the secret church Dahlia told him about. Oh, it's an atheist church. Other than the axe, a decent melee weapon, there's nothing else to really do here. There's no path forward, and Cheryl is nowhere to be found. But as Harry starts to leave...
Where am I?
You were having a bad dream.
Lisa, do you know a woman named Dahlia Gillespie?
I heard her kid died in a fire, and supposedly she's been crazy ever since.
Well, she says the town is being devoured by the darkness. Do you have any idea what she's talking about?
Fucking look around you. I like Harry. He's a solid everyman with a plight that I think most people can connect with. But boy, can he be dense. Seeing him scratch his head about the whole darkness consuming the town thing after everything he's experienced is like watching a kid's show character work out 1 + 2. Maybe the shifts in reality have a similar effect to waking up from a dream. You can't always maintain a grasp on what you've dreamt. Perhaps that's why, even when the presence of monsters is acknowledged by everyone, no one can understand the meaning behind "the town is covered in darkness."
The townspeople here were on the quiet side.
And that's why it's called Silent Hill. Lisa goes on to explain a bit of the town's history and how its occult religion is practiced to this very day.
When several people connected with developing the town died in accidents, people said it was a curse. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm rambling. I'll shut up.
No, wait, I want to hear more. I want to hear more. Harry's not sure what's real or fantasy. Now back at the secret church, he questions if all of this is just a nightmare he's having in a hospital bed. Either way, Cheryl's not here. Harry decides that his next best bet is the lake. Since all the roads are out, Harry figures he can ask Lisa if she knows another way. Could have asked her a second ago, but whatever. It's a bit convoluted, but we've got nothing else to go on. Back to the hospital it is. We now traverse the town in its otherworld form. Other than its nightmarish new look, freakier models for some of the monsters, and more collapsed roads, it's basically the same deal. Lots and lots of running. The only way forward is through the town center. The once vibrant hangout spot is now a rusty shadow of its former self. But now it's not the time for tears. Now's the time for...
Where are you?
Holy fuck. It's not entirely clear what's happening to her. It's so quick and vague, but Team Silent lets your imagination run wild. Is Cheryl being tortured? Is what we're seeing even real? Or is the town just messing with Harry? We don't know. Like the phone call in the school, this is one of the game's most unsettling moments. Up ahead, or down ahead, is the second boss of the game, the Twin Feeler, a giant fucking caterpillar that burrows underground and pops out to spit goo and barge into you. Every time it pops out, you have a window to attack. The grate we fell in on not only acts as a shield, but also prolongs the retaliation window. In this arena, you can also grab the third, final, and strongest gun of the main game, the rifle. It's pretty easy to miss. What you're witnessing is actually the first time I've ever picked it up. I avoided using it here, opting instead to save its ammo for stronger bosses down the line. Once defeated, Twin Feeler conveniently opens up a path so we can hightail it to the hospital. Initially, Lisa has no clue how to get to the lake, but
There's gotta be another way.
Wait! I just remembered something!
I fucking love how dramatic that delivery is. Lisa tells Harry he can probably get to the lake through the sewers below the waterworks. Without a moment's hesitation, Harry begins to leave. He's a man of action, never questioning his next destination during this wild goose chase.
Harry, don't go! I don't want to be alone. It's so scary, I can't stand it.
When Harry suggests she come with him, saying he'll do his best to protect her, she refuses. Something's up with that nurse, but there's no time to dwell on it. Outside, the roads have collapsed. The only option forward is up. There we meet the third boss, Float Stinger. It's technically the second boss in its matured form. It's an aggressive giant moth that jabs you with a stinger and spews acid at you. Like the previous boss, its moveset is fairly simple, but it's difficult to gauge the distance between you and it. The way the camera is positioned also makes it hard to see what the boss is doing. With guns, this boss isn't too bad, but I cannot imagine using melee weapons. Once the boss is beaten, the other world fades away, and the road back to the drawbridge is restored. Once you cross, the game just warps you right back to the waterworks.
Gee whiz, that's awful nice of you, Silent Hill. Awful nice.
In the sewers, the radio doesn't work, so there's no warning of nearby monsters. To make matters worse, the sewer monsters are quieter than other enemies. Even when the coast seems clear, these bastards can ambush you from the ceiling. My memory of this area is way more traumatizing than it is when I play it now. Compared to other areas, the sewer is fairly linear, and you can pretty much run past everything. Outside the sewer, it's dark again. The lake is the next general point of interest, but there's all these other buildings just ripe for exploration. You could just ignore them, but this area holds the key to getting the two best endings. If you enter this bar, you save Kaufman from a monster. After shooting the shit, he dips, leaving behind a key and receipt. This sets off a side quest of sorts. It's a lengthy but straightforward rendezvous. It expands upon the drug trafficking narrative set up throughout the game, placing Kaufman at the center of it all and connecting his drug operation with the local cult. At the end of it all, Harry uncovers some drugs stashed inside of a motorcycle, but Kaufman shows up and takes them away.
You want to get yourself killed? Get out of here.
Okay, take it easy.
I guess I wasted my time. The whole game has been a wild goose chase. And this time Cheryl wasn't even part of the equation. On the way to the other half of the resort, everything, once again, transitions to the other world. Sybil said she saw a girl headed towards the lake, so that's where we're sprinting to next.
Sybil,
Harry!
how did you get back here?
I followed the sewer. Were you the one who cut the fence?
I mean, I broke the lock, not necessarily the same thing as cutting the fence.
What is with this town?
This may sound really off the wall, but listen to me. You've got to believe me. I haven't gone crazy, and I'm not fooling around. At first, I thought I was losing my mind, but now I know I'm not. It's not me. This whole town. It's being invaded by the other world. By a world of someone's nightmarish delusions come to life. Little by little, the invasion is spreading, trying to swallow up everything in darkness. I think I'm finally beginning to understand what that lady was talking about.
Harry, this whole thing's been a major blow to you. You need to rest.
I don't know why Sybil would doubt this. I thought the nightmarish monsters were why she gave Harry a gun in the first place.
The demon is awakening, spreading those wings.
Dahlia Gillespie.
Ah, shit, the gang's all here. Dahlia tells Harry he's got to stop the child causing all this, or else his daughter will be sacrificed. If the Mark of Samael is completed twice more...
When it is completed, all is lost. Even in daytime, darkness will cover the sun. The dead will walk, and martyrs will burn in the fires of hell. Everyone will die.
Sounds pretty bad, dude.
So what am I supposed to do? I've got to save Cheryl.
It is simple. Stop the demon.
Oh yeah. We're told to go to the nearest lighthouse in the center of the amusement park. To cover more ground, Sybil tells Harry to go to the boring old lighthouse while she gets to go to the super fun amusement park. Not really fair, but okay.
You will need to use it.
Use what?
The flowers.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that thing. It's just been sitting in my inventory the whole time. The mad dash to the lighthouse is a pain in the ass. It's easy to get caught on corners as you're bombarded by monsters. At least it doesn't take too long. We arrive at the lighthouse only to find that the mysterious girl Alessa has already completed the symbol. We're too late. Now we gotta run all the way back. Oh, well that's very nice. Don't forget this kindness in your remake, Bloober team.
Sybil hasn't come back.
Of course she's not back. Well, folks, we go from one mad dash to another. Harry's been late this whole damn game, but no more. We're getting there on time, damn it. Unfortunately, the road took a nosedive into the abyss, so it's back into the sewers. Once again, this means no radio and plenty of ambushes. Meanwhile, further ahead, Sybil gets pushed by an unseen assailant. How very rude. The sewers are even more straightforward than they were last time. There may be a higher concentration of monsters, but I didn't keep track. As per usual, exploration rewards you with supplies, but there's no reason to stick around longer than you need to. By the way, this is the international version of the Grey Child Monster. I guess they have a thing against killing children overseas. As far as I know, this is the only place where you can fight them in the North American version. I'm curious to see what Bloober Team will do with the remake. Given the climate of mass shootings in the States, they may opt to use the international version everywhere. Anyway, we're finally here. The Lakeside Amusement Park. The penultimate area of the... Always fucking get me. This place is a masterclass in atmosphere. There's not much in terms of a challenge, but the vibes are pure nightmare fuel. I love how everything is barely holding itself together. Sybil is back on her feet, but left her friendly demeanor somewhere on the floor. What's going on with you? This can be a tricky fight. If Sybil shoots you, you're instantly brought down to critical health. It's crucial to maneuver around the horses to avoid being shot. Eventually, she'll run out of ammo and resort to strangling you. It's still important to keep moving because she rarely reacts to getting shot. Wow. Okay, way to ham it up. There, Harry. There was nothing we could do. Or was there? Remember that red fluid in Dr. Kaufman's office? Well, if you collected it, you can use it to instantly end the fight. Basically, by using this fluid, you purge the parasite possessing Sybil from her body. So where in the game do we learn that this works? Truth be told, they don't really tell you. At least not directly. And also the subtle hint that it gives you isn't until the very end. So we'll come back to this later. With Sybil saved, we get a dialogue between her and Harry, featuring this dreamy footage of the merry-go-round going round and round. Like, we don't even see them talking, we just see the horses. In this scene, which only occurs if Sybil is saved, we learn that Cheryl is actually Harry's adopted daughter. Oh, snap. Everything I thought I knew has changed.
We found her abandoned on the side of the highway. Nobody knew where she came from. We didn't have any kids of our own, so we took Cheryl in. There might be some connection between Cheryl and this town.
So what do you do now?
Cheryl is my daughter. I will save her no matter what.
Regardless of whether or not you save Sybil or kill her, Harry then confronts Alessa.
Let Cheryl go. That's all I ask. What?
Then the Fluoros activates, knocking Alessa down.
Gotcha!
Why this didn't activate at the lighthouse, I don't know. That's magic for you. Convoluted, as fuck.
We meet at last, Alessa.
Dahlia Gillespie? Where's Cheryl? Where is she?
Alessa. This is the end of your little game.
Dahlia reveals she's actually Alessa's mother and has been using Harry this entire time to capture her. Wait a minute.
But I heard her kid died in a fire, and supposedly she's been crazy ever since.
Damn, for a burn victim, Alessa looks great. Dahlia casts blue fuzz on Alessa, but whether accidental or on purpose, warps Harry away with them too. Oh, we're back in the hospital. A little crazy looking there.
Harry, listen. Something you said before has been bothering me. I just can't get it out of my head.
What is it, Lisa?
So I went to look in the basement, even though I was scared as hell. Like you said, there were these creepy rooms, but nothing really unusual down there. But while I was down there, I got this weird feeling. Like I'd been there before. Like something happened there, but I can't quite remember somehow. What was it? Harry, help me. I'm so scared. I can't take this.
Whatever happened down there left a strong subconscious impression on her. Harry tries comforting Lisa, but to no avail.
You don't understand.
Wait! Where do you think you're going?
Just gonna save real quick and, oh, we're nowhere. Well, this is odd.
I'm being summoned. What happened in this town? What could be making things like this? I have a feeling if I take the elevator down, I'll find it.
By most narrative conventions, you'd be right. Well, we're now officially nowhere. The final area of Silent Hill. A jumbled mess of rooms from areas all over the game, and home to Silent Hill's most cryptic puzzles. Also, there's no map, so if you get lost easily, get yourself a piece of paper and get drawing, baby. Throughout Nowhere, there are many doors with names. Not names like James or Larry, but Phalig and Ophiel and Haggis. And these doors are all locked, and they need a key with a matching name. And throughout this level, you can find those keys. But oftentimes, these keys are locked away themselves. So the other goal is to collect these 5 items with kind of mythological or religious shapes, which are needed to open the final locked door of the game. Back in the Otherworld hospital, there was a blank slate in the hall. In Nowhere, the slate returns, now with words. Moving up in life. Basically, you take the first letter of each name written on the Grim Reaper's lists and order them from youngest to oldest on this button thing here. Easy peasy. In a strange turn of events, we encounter Lisa, who remembers something. Either that she's been dead the whole time, or is a manifestation of the town, or is now actually a monster. Even though I don't really understand this scene, it's tragic, and it's terrified, baffled, and broken the hearts of fans for over 25 years. Understandably freaked out by Lisa's sudden bloody transformation, Harry runs away. But if you return to the room, you'll find Lisa is gone. All that's left behind is her diary. It serves as a disturbing account of her time treating a patient with savage wounds. Despite her desire to quit, hallucinations of bugs and blood flowing from faucets haunted her. Hallucinations caused by withdrawals from a drug. Without a doubt, this is the same drug we've been hearing about this entire game. Essentially, Dr. Kaufman got Lisa addicted to the drug to keep her under his control. So long as she obeyed him, she could get her next fix. The patient she was forced to care for? Alessa. The pieces are coming together. Here's another puzzle. When I first played, I had no clue what to make of it. Each of these images has a number underneath them. Then, under these images are numbered buttons. You're supposed to press the right number for each image. So what the hell? I'm not going to dilly-dally by saying how much harder this is than the piano puzzle, but it genuinely caused me a lot of trouble back in the day. Once you see what you're looking for, it's a piece of cake. See, each of these numbers correspond to how many limbs the pictured subject has. Basically, you just press the button of how many limbs are on these images. Super easy. You just gotta know what to look for. After opening up a new section of nowhere, we find our way to the next puzzle, which I honestly had the hardest time with. Such said, it's only hard if you don't know what to do. This puzzle is what I spent the most time on, which is really dumb because this is actually a super easy puzzle. So there are these featureless buttons that you have to press in some unique way to unlock the door they accompany. The only hint we get in this room are on a pair of paintings signifying the need for light. I found a camera earlier, maybe I can use that by the altar. No, that doesn't work either. I was fucking lost, so I searched everywhere for something. Anything. But there was nothing. What you're supposed to do is use the camera in front of each painting. Sure. Maybe this isn't the craziest leap in gamer logic, but for some reason this just took me ages to figure out. After you use the camera on the paintings, symbols appear. So you're supposed to press the buttons on the doors to match the patterns on their corresponding painting. Super straightforward. I feel like an idiot for not figuring it out right away, but there you have it. The door on the right leads to Kaufman's office. The only point of interest in here is a botany book, further proving the good doctor is the Heisenberg of Silent Hill. Through the left door is a key, which you can use to get another key, to use on a door, which leads to many other doors. In this door is a fridge, with an item you need sticking out of it. If you take it and try to leave, that's a lot of progress gone. So, what do? Well, you gotta put a ring on it. Otherwise, you get that surprise insta-death and lose a lot of progress. So as you progress, finding keys and items, you encounter some spooky glimpses at the game's backstory. In one room, there happens to be another TV and VCR. If you play the tape from the hospital here, it now plays clearly.
Oh! Hi there! Didn't see you come in. Jealous?
Still has an unusually high fever. Eyes don't open. Getting a pulse, but just barely breathing. Her skin is all charred. Even when I change the bandages, the blood and pus just start oozing through. Why? What is keeping that child alive? I can't stand it any longer. I won't tell a soul. Promise. So please.
Man, that's a bummer.
Everything is going according to plan, sheltered in the womb.
But it's not done yet. Half the soul is lost. That is why the seed lies dormant.
And what soul remains captured in that husk is buried deep down in the subconscious.
So, Alessa's soul was split. Half of it remains within her charred body's subconscious, while the other half fucked off somewhere else. While their true intentions are still vague, these cult members want to utilize this apparent power held within Alessa. And in order to truly acquire it, they need to claim the other half of her soul. Once all the key items are acquired, you can pass through the final locked door of the game.
Do what Mommy tells you now. I just want you to lend me a teeny bit of your power. That's all.
No, I don't want to do it.
It will make everyone happy, and it's for your own good, too.
Oh, but Mommy, I just want to be with you. Just two of us. Please understand.
Oh, yes, I see. Maybe Mommy has been wrong.
Mommy!
Why didn't I see this before? There's no reason to wait. Herein lies the mother's womb, containing the power to create life. I could have done it all myself.
Mommy?
This scene has always confused me a little, but I think it's Dahlia realizing she can use her daughter's womb for her sinister purposes. I think I used to think Dahlia was talking about her own womb, but that makes less sense. If you save Sybil, you get this brief cutscene of her confronting Dahlia.
I was shocked to realize the talisman of Metatron was being used. In spite of the lost soul returning at last, just a little longer and all would have been for naught. It's all because of that man. We must be thankful to him. Even though Alessa has been stopped, his little girl has to go. What a pity.
Freeze!
I love how she just stands there the entire time while Dahlia monologues before yelling freeze. Despite complying, Sybil opens fire. Typical cop shit. But her bullet is deflected, and then she gets yeeted out of the scene. When Harry confronts Dahlia, she explains that Cheryl's soul has refused with Alessa's, making them whole again. That odd figure in the wheelchair? That's the real Alessa. The Alessa we've seen throughout the game was merely a projection of her, already merged with Cheryl's soul. Dahlia reveals that she kept Alessa alive all these years, letting her physically suffer while her mind wanders in endless nightmare. Basically, Dahlia is using her daughter to birth her cult's god. She lured Cheryl back to Silent Hill to make their souls complete again.
The time is nigh. Everyone will be released from pain and suffering. Our salvation is at hand. This is the day of reckoning, when all our sorrows will be washed away, when we return to the true paradise.
Oh, that actually sounds lovely. Where do I sign up?
My daughter will be the mother of God.
Cheryl!
Give up. That person no longer exists. This is a God descended among us to reach out and save us!
Karma's a bitch. So this is the Incubator, the last boss of the game. If you didn't save Dr. Kaufman and complete his little mini-quest. She carries the Order's god in her womb, and it's up to us to abort that shit. For this boss, you need to use guns. It's impossible to get close to hit her with a melee weapon because a force field will push you back. Fortunately, I've been saving up shotgun and rifle ammo this whole time, and there's no reason to be stingy with resources anymore, baby. This is the final showdown. Although I pause here to mention that if you end up reaching this boss with no ammo in your inventory, you automatically win after surviving some time. Basically, the goal is to avoid being zapped by her lightning and shoot her in between attacks. Since the lightning brings you to critical health quickly, I usually pause mid-attack to heal if I've been hit. She doesn't move, but you need to stay on your toes because her attacks are fast. One bolt can stun lock you into getting hit multiple times. If you saved up healing items, it's not too bad. The Incubator goes down pretty quick.
Daddy.
Cheryl!
Thank you, Daddy. Goodbye.
Okay, no, sorry. It's very dramatic and sad. It's just the way she says goodbye. And so, like, alright, I'm out. If you didn't save Sybil, the game ends with Harry giving up as the nightmare collapses around him.
Cheryl!
After the credits, we see that Harry has been dead inside his wrecked car the entire time. This is the worst ending you can get in the game, and if you're like me, it's probably the first ending you got. I rushed straight to the lighthouse, unaware Dr. Kaufman was in danger, nor was I aware that there was a way to save Sybil. But if you did save Sybil, and still didn't do Kaufman's quest, Sybil will try knocking some sense into Harry. The camera flies away as we ponder whether or not Harry will go with her. And that's the less bad ending. Bleak, but there's slightly more hope. So what happens if you do Kaufman's quest? So after Alessa transforms, Kaufman interrupts the party and throws the drugs we found in his bike at the Incubator. It causes the god to expel itself from her back. And this is the only hint the game gives you that you're supposed to use the mysterious red fluid on Sybil to save her. If there's another hint, let me know in the comments below because I'm not aware of it. Dahlia laughs maniacally, either because this was her plan the whole time, or because she's gone nuts from producing this fucking thing. Either way, she's toasted. So with this demonic fleshy god born, it's up to us to take it out. While it's not an incredibly different fight from the Incubator, it's easily the most challenging boss in the game. It hits way harder, and each of its zaps can hit you multiple times, automatically killing you even on normal difficulty. Even getting slightly grazed can spell your doom. Jesus. Like the incubator, melee weapons can't reach him. The strategy is similar too. As soon as you hear it charging up its lightning attack, run, then fire away as soon as it stops attacking. I also love this boss's soundtrack. It's just a cacophony of discordant noise over drums that drive the intensity. It perfectly represents the kind of creature we're dealing with. Something unnatural and incomplete. Something that just shouldn't be. So we blast it back to hell and the nightmare begins to collapse. This time around, the incubator produces a frickin' baby out of nowhere and gifts it to Harry. It's not the Shhhhh we came with, but it's better than nothing. Alyssa shows us the way out, and if we say it's Sybil, she escapes too. Dr. Kaufman isn't so lucky. After escaping, Harry and Sybil find the new baby Cheryl on the side of the road, mirroring the game's intro cinematic. If you don't save Sybil, Harry runs away with baby Cheryl on his own, and the post-credits scene features him free from Silent Hill, looking up to the sky, possibly contemplating the horrors he experienced and what the hell he's gonna do next. Supposedly, this is the canon ending. I won't spoil why in this video, but odds are most of you know the answer already. This ending has my favorite credits music of the bunch. Fucking rad. But wait, there's more! No matter what ending you get, the last thing you're treated to is this wonderful blooper reel. That's right, Silent Hill has a blooper reel. The idea that this horrifying experience has been some kind of TV or film production, and we get to see the cast goofing around, is a lot of fun, especially considering how dour this game gets. Bluebird, keep this in! There's also a joke ending where aliens abduct Harry if you follow the right steps in New Game Plus. I didn't personally pursue it. I have a weird aversion to getting the joke endings in these games. I like to come back every couple of years and try to experience these games as freshly as possible, and so far that's worked as an effective means of keeping them scary. And for the record, the endings in this review were achieved with different saves of the same run, so I didn't play the whole game 4 times. Well, I think I've rambled enough. Silent Hill is one of my favorite horror games of all time, and I've definitely got rose-tinted glasses on that overlook a lot of the flaws contemporary players might take issue with. The tank controls seem to be the biggest roadblock I read about, but if you can overcome that, I think it's an experience that will satisfy all horror fans. Sadly, the only legal way to purchase this game cheaply is on a PS3 or PS Vita. It's currently not available on PS4 or PS5. You could also buy a physical copy off of eBay, but contemporary prices are obscene. Anywho, this game is a 10 out of 10, baby. I'm biased as fuck, but I'm sticking with it. I already have my footage of Silent Hill 2, 3, and 4 recorded, so hopefully I'll have a video of me rambling about one of those up before next year. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, share. Appreciate y'all.
Goodbye.